Okay, so this is the hibiscus I just don't like. And I don't like it because there's not enough white left in here. I want more of a almost dry brush in here, and it's all kind of messy. And like I usually say, which sounds horrible, but it does look better in person than it does on this camera now that I'm looking at the camera. Okay, you have to believe me. Okay, or not, I don't know. Okay, so remember when we were doing the plastic bag thing for the poinsettias, and then let's see, it was Muriel who blew water and not blew air into it. Well, I'm going to try this water thing, which I think Karen Benzer has also tried. So I've got a bag that I tied a knot in, filled it with water, and then tied a knot in the top. And that's going to be it's like a stamp. And I think I'm going to get a nice concentric thing happening, flower, hibiscus. So because all of these little wrinkly lines are going to show up nicely. Okay, so I've got that in here in case, because it's a compostable bag and I'm expecting it to not last very long. Okay, so that's over here. I've got a beautiful orange ready to go. I've got my reds. I have a big enough container that I can dip that bag into. So I've got all of that. I've got the yellow crayon like I have used before. I've got pink. I've got some yellow. I have these pens that I keep saying I'm excited about because I have an idea for those. I also have a white pen that no longer works. And when you have a pen that doesn't work anymore, every now and then it spits out ink. So it's best to have a white pen that doesn't work, because if it suddenly decides to start working, it'll at least be white. And with this, I want to dent the paper, that kind of embossing, reverse embossing, to make some of the pigment go in. So that's one of the processes I'm going to try today. So I've got that, I've got these, and then I've pulled out and I've got the brush that seems to flick paint really well. And then I pulled out the poinsettias that we used different processes for. Because if you think about it, the hibiscus, like I can turn this into a hibiscus, except that I made a very poinsettia like, center. But all of this could become a hibiscus. So that's why I'm thinking that other process. This was done with a plastic bag, a dry plastic bag, and it's, totally a poinsettia. That's so much a poinsettia, it has to stay a poinsettia. These are like definitely poinsettia. So remember when we went poinsettia crazy around December or so? So anyway, I want to sort of bring back that process and see if I can get a hibiscus out of it that will be better than this hibiscus. Okay, so that's my goal. All right. I'm not gonna, I'm tempted to draw into this one, but again, the center is such a hibiscus center that I'm just not going to. Okay. Paper all over the place, ready to go. I like to use just one sheet at a time rather than a stack, because you might wreck the page underneath. I don't know if that's what you do too. And so let's try the denting technique. Let me here. You know what? I'm pulling out red. These are the pens that dissolve in water. Okay, so I'm going to use my yellow crayon and get that wonderful sepal that comes out of the middle. And I'm going to add just a couple of yellow dots with this yellow crayon. And we know that the watercolor will just bounce over this. Now you probably can't see it. It's super, super light. Oh, you can see it. Okay, there it is. And I realize I have to be sort of over here for the camera, so I'll do that. One thing you could do is sort of start it off with like a rough sketch of getting your 5 petals in there. Remember, it has to be 5. So see if I'm gonna get, and then they overlap each other. And then I've got 4, so I can only fit 1 more and it'll be back there. Okay, so I have a rough drawing. Very little. And the reason I want that this time is, let's see, okay, if this one overlaps, overlap. Yeah, I think I'm okay here. Okay. I'm going to use the white pen, and I'm going to, because of the table I'm working on, I'm going to put a piece of cardboard underneath and press super hard. The table I'm on is sort of slats underneath, and so I don't want to like fall into the slats. So with this white pencil, you can bring this closer. Now, let's see. Okay. I can't even see. Okay. Oh, I'm too close. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. So I'm going to put dents in it in the direction of veins. You can't see it, I know, I'm sorry. Okay. But you'll see it when I start. You know how they have those beautiful fine veins? So I'm kind of curving it because I want the petals to look like they're going in. I wish I could catch the light. Can you kind of see the dents? All right, you will, don't worry. Okay. And I'm pressing really hard, and that cardboard underneath is nice because it's giving me some soft, yeah, a softer surface, and it's really letting me, like, I can feel it with my fingernails that it's going in. Okay. Again, press really hard, and maybe this will help what I don't like that I had going. I'm going to go ahead and dent a little bit of this because I think it'll just look good. And I'm really getting the feel of like the denting. So I'm going to go back because I know some of the veins kind of branch a little bit, like real veins, like our veins even. So I'm going to get that in. You can't see it, I know, but hopefully this will show. Get to see the experiment right as we go. If you feel like working along with me, feel free. If you want to watch and try it later, you'll have plenty of time to do that as well. And this is sort of from memory of looking at a lot of hibiscus. And we still have all those pictures in our files. You already saw them last week. And I just thought this bears repeating. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of nice denting. So I'm happy so far. Okay, let's go back to the flick splash technique. So I'll move my phone a little bit away from where I'm going to be flicking. And oh, it wasn't this brush. It was this, my cheapest brush. I don't even know what it's all worn off. But anyway, it's not a great brush, does not come to a point, and it somehow releases the paint very nicely. So I can splash as much as I want to. And I'm tapping with my finger on it and it's releasing. So what you want is a nylon brush, not a, a really good sable brush or anything, just a nylon brush that just, lets it go. You might have to try all your brushes. I kind of got lucky that time I demoed, it just kind of picked up. I'm going to go into orange now. Get a little bit of orange in there. I also realized last time, I think I tried to keep my splashes where my hibiscus was. And then afterwards, I also realized that maybe I didn't have enough splashes outside because, you know, it's kind of nice that way. I could do some pink, huh? All right, so I've got permanent rose, gorgeous pink. Maybe I'll kind of keep, no, go everywhere, go everywhere. Have some tissues or paper towels handy. Of course. All right, now it's coming back and splashing me in the face. I felt it. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do the plastic bag yet. That's going to be the next time around. I think, I mean, I could have done a few of the lines with the pen. That's kind of a decision I'm thinking about. I could also do a little bit of orange here. Not sure. Not sure if I need that. Okay. Here's where I want sort of a dry brush. I just don't want it solid like this one. The other one, I want more of the white paper to show. So, so maybe instead of just going crazy, maybe I'll just like drag a little bit and like lift up as I go. So, so I'm painting more gingerly this time. And oh, look, it's going into the veins beautifully. And I could probably get a different brush out. And I just want more white in it. So I'm skipping over. All right, let's try this one now. So I'm lifting, I'm using a super light touch. And maybe like already I like the hibiscus better. This would also work very nicely. The brush I'm using now is just a regular, very nice nylon brush that comes to a beautiful point. But you know what would work for this? One of those Asian ink brushes. That would really work. Okay. So I did not re-dip in the water. I'm kind of dragging. I'm trying to get like a little dry brush. I'm trying to leave some white space. And I'm really it's better than the last time. So I'm already feeling better. Okay, good. All right, now here's where it should skip. Yep, look at that, skips right over. But I don't want to go crazy. I want to keep that, you know, those white streaks that I've been trying for. Looking much better. And then a little bit of, this is what made me think of the Asian brush painting, because often we do sort of a sideways brushing, which we don't usually do in Western watercolor. But look what it does. It gives a nice kind of dry brush dragging. And in ink painting, you call that flying white. Okay, so now I want to emphasize, so already I think it's a better hibiscus. Okay, so I do want this to show more. So I guess I should get a little more there just so that shows. And then now I want to emphasize by going over, you know, remember we talked about the overlapping. So this one overlaps. So the dark, so now I'm going to just reach for a darker color. And I'm just going to add a little dark to the middle. And especially on the side where one petal overlaps the other. So it would be that one on here. It would be over here. I've done alizarin crimson to get it darker. here. And if I'm lucky, it's going to go into those grooves that I stuck in there. Okay, so this one needs to remain on top. So I could get a little dark here. And, you know, if I overdo it, I'm going to have what I had before. So I'm trying not to do that. Okay, this one overlaps, so there'll be dark here. I may have already messed that up. I don't know. Okay, this one is more obvious. So this one is dark right here. That worked. I need to get it darker, like right there in the middle. Like I'll make it a little bit wetter so that it spreads. I want that dark to spread in the middle a little bit. And then here, just a little bit coming out in streaks. Oh, I don't love that last streak, so I have to do something with it. I'm going to squeeze out the brush and just try and pick up that last stroke because I didn't like it. Okay. All right. It's already better than the last one. Let's have a look. I think. Okay. Too solid. And I like the airiness of this one. And I could maybe get another one in there. I do like what happened with the white pen. It looks like it laid down some ink once in a while, so I've got some white streaks. So that all's working very nicely. Okay. I'm going to try the plastic bag one. We can always do leaves later. I'm just trying to get a better hibiscus. Okay, so let's get another one. Another piece of paper and see what we can do. All right, so my next decision is how am I going to start? Am I going to put this? I think so. Okay. Because I really want, yeah, it's such a really, really pressing. It's such a major part of the hibiscus. This time I'm gonna go even. I'm really pressing hard. Crayon might even break. All right. Am I on camera? Sort of. Okay. Pressing, pressing, pressing. Okay, and I pressed really hard on here. So that's the center. So when I do the bag, I have to make sure I get the center of the bag here. That could be a little tricky. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I've got the bag. I'm deciding, I think I'll do sort of a reddish orange. So I'm just adding some beautiful orange. This is a really great orange. It's Daniel Smith Pyrrol, Pyrrol. It's just a brilliant orange. I'm really enjoying it. Okay. I'm putting some of that in here, so I'm going to have a real orangey red. And I could go light for the first try on this, but I'm thinking I'll get some dark lines and maybe that would be better. Okay, so here's my plastic bag filled with water, and here's where there's a knot, but the knot's on the inside. So I knotted the end just like that, but then I turned it inside out, so the knot is inside. And now let's see, and I'm just kind of going to dip it in here. All right. Fingers crossed. I'm like checking it. Oh yeah, I think it's gonna work very nicely. I think we're gonna have like an instant. I love instant instant hibiscus. Okay, I can practically see the 5 petals already. Okay, now I have to, okay, it dripped, but now I have to get it. All right. And let me just adjust. Okay, drum roll, please. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, I'm missing a petal over here. Okay, so let me put this back over here. I think I can just make the petal come out. Okay, so I've got a petal here. It's got a lovely edge. Maybe I'll give this. So now the rest is, you know, in our imagination. And here's the missing petal, perhaps. I'm going to bring this petal out a little bit. You know, it was accidental, but there's really sort of 5 here, isn't it? Isn't there? Aren't there? Can't talk. Okay, so exciting. All right. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You have to find the 5. It might not be immediately given to you, but you'll just sort of imagine the 5 and then you can pull it out. So now I'm trying to replicate these lovely like wrinkles that the bag gave me. I'm trying to replicate it on the missing petal here. Oh, it totally worked. All right. I'm going to say it again. It's terrible, but it looks better in person. Okay. You'll just have to believe me. The camera. Okay. Yeah, much better than some of these. Okay, now I need it to be more interesting though. So I think I'll just try some of this beautiful orange and try and get a few. Okay, somehow my brush had maybe a little bit of red on it. Okay, so now let me get some kind of cleaner orange streaks in here for a little variation. All right, I hope this works for you too. Orange. And you know, I'm trying to make it look like it's going down in here. So I don't know if I achieved that in this one, like I did in the other one. You kind of need that those curved lines coming in, you know, like a waterfall going into there. Okay, but I love this ruffly edge. And this one, I don't know. Why doesn't the orange look orange? Make it a little more orange here. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll put orange on the outer edge of the petal. That might be nice. Try and streak it in. All right, so this one, I didn't do the white pen. I didn't seem to need that. Right. It's one of those voila moments. Okay. All right. I think I could use some deeper color in the middle, but I think we're good for now. See it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to stop the video and see how you're doing, and then I'll go in and get some green. And okay, yeah, wait, before I do, okay, the splash one's okay. It's drying a little light. Wait, before we go on, let me put this one down to dry. Let me come back to this one. I want to add some stronger color. So I'm gonna, and that orange is like really working nicely. So let me put some of that orange in there. So, and then maybe I can get the, oh no, I'll do yellow, because then in case I cover up too much white, trying not to, but yellow, no, maybe yellow orange. Okay, so here, let's get a little, yeah, I think a yellow orange. Okay. Yellow orange. And then I'm gonna try to take advantage of, yeah, see the veins? So I still want to leave some white. That's very nice. Okay. Because those veins that I drew, I want them to show a bit. Okay. And I don't have to have a lot of white. I just need some white streaks. And the yellow, yeah, yellow's good for this edge that comes in front. Good color for that. All right, so that's a tip I'm going to remember myself, that the edge that overlaps would be a great place to put your lightest colors. Okay, that's a lovely edge right there that's showing. Great. And this one overlaps less. Okay, too. The denting in the paper really worked. I don't know if you can see it from where you are, but I can see all these little white veins showing. Again, the center needs to be darker. I can always, come up with another color for that. So if yours has dried lighter, you can go back and just add a little more intense color. I think I could use a little of that strong orange. Gonna add little bits of it. It's very colorful, but all, similar colors. Hibiscus. Much better than last week. Okay. Very intense orange, which we need. It's an intensely colored flower. Okay, let it dry. It'll dry lighter. We'll have to go over it again. It's okay. All right, that aside. Okay, I'm going to stop the video and see how you're doing. And then maybe we'll add leaves. They should be easy.